What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. It is Thursday, and we are excited. Obviously, if you watched Sith Council last night, you saw myself and Steph geek out about the Obi Wan Images. We'll talk a little bit more about that. Brett finally watched Peacemaker. I asked him to do it. He did it, and you guys asked him to watch some other stuff. Steph watched some Batman, not just the movie, Batman series, the Adam West version. No, she watched some other stuff, too. We'll talk about that. There's a lot. Florence Pugh joined Dune. And a few other things. So it's the big thing, everybody. I hope you're going to enjoy us today. Please make sure that you subscribe to the show if you haven't done that already. Apple Podcast as well. Hit I don't know if Steph saw this one yet. Steph, look at this. We got just a little bit. Show a little bit of class. And we are getting into the big thing. It is me. It is Steph Sabra. It is Brett Sheridan. Let's do it, everybody. Come on, it's the big thing. What's up? Still doing this. I don't know how many times now, and I still can't get the fucking thing right. Welcome back. Big thing. Steph Sabra, Brett Sheridan, us.
This is us.
This is us. Did you watch that show?
No, but I think we should remix it.
Yeah, my wife watches that show. I do have a funny story to tell everybody before we get into the news and stuff. So as I've told many times over, my 4-year-old is an absolute gangster. The other day, I'm like, Maisie, you got to pee. She's like, all right. So I take her in the pee, and she sits down. She goes, I think I got to poop. I'm like, okay. So why don't you do it? She's like, privacy. I said, I know you like your privacy. So then she goes, I pooped. And I go, okay. So come over to wipe her butt. She walks in. She goes, I'm not done yet. That's it. I'm like, okay. She said, I have a scratch on my butt. I was like, okay. So I get it. She goes, no, down. So I scratch her butt. She goes, yeah, you got it. And then she looks at me and she goes, with this devilish, like, Grinch grin, she goes, you smell that? And I go, yeah, it's wonderful. She goes, smell like roses? I go, not quite. And then she
Oh my God.
Last night, we were sitting there and putting her to sleep, reading the Berenstain Bears.
I love those.
And we were all tucked in. So she was like resting her head on my shoulder, and we were all tucked in. So I didn't want to get up and disturb that. And we had forgotten to get her thermos of water. So I knock on the wall to try to signal to my wife to get the thing. So I do it like 4 times. And my daughter looks over at me and she goes, why you do this? It was really good. Anyway, why you do this?
God.
Yeah, it was great.
She trapped you in her own
she's
fart, essentially.
Yeah, no, she does. She drops bombs, and she just and she thinks it's the greatest thing in the world.
It is.
She just walks by and the poor dog catches the brunt of it.
Oh yeah, because the dog's right at her butt size, probably.
She was getting out. She was getting out of the bath, and she just and the dog's just sitting there minding his own business, and she just unloads a 4th of July explosion right in his face, and she just I'm like, that's not nice. It's abuse.
Oh my
anyway,
God.
Welcome to the show. Let's we talked about it, Steph, you and I, on look at this stupid thing that I do, by the way. I have this whole thing all set up with
what?
Look how the big thing is all effed up.
Ugh.
Stupid.
Start over.
We're gonna start the whole thing over. But why isn't it working?
Welcome back.
I don't know, it's not working. See?
Oh, because
now you see behind. Now
this is the green line, right?
I don't know what it is. I'm trying to find it. No, I have it all set up. But like I said, it's all over. It's all over. We talked last night about Obi Wan stuff. So just a couple quick thoughts. Brett, why don't you start? Because we didn't get to hear your thoughts on it yet.
On the Obi-Wan.
Yeah, what'd you think of the images that you saw?
They look like Obi-Wan, man.
Oh yeah,
but younger.
Oh yeah, okay.
But I think he needs to come up with a really cool name to hide himself.
Yeah.
From Luke. Like what? So
like what?
I don't know, Old Ben or
that's
something.
That's a good one.
Whoa, I would never know, dude.
You would never know.
know.
Well, but that's not even the worst part of it. How about changing the kid's name from Skywalker?
Yeah. How about that?
On your father's home planet. about that?
Maybe.
Maybe we'll move that.
That would be too hard.
I'm gonna let that one slide. I'll let it slide.
I want to know what that creature was that he was feeding in that.
It's called like an emu or something. Not emu. What the hell is it called? It's called something that every Star Wars competitor would get except me. Yeah.
But I saw him, single tear rolled down my face.
Yeah, good,
you know.
I'm looking at Steph, and then just to reiterate some of the stuff you were saying though. What's your overall thoughts on the Obi Wan images?
Well, I think the fact that the first images they dropped were with the Inquisitor is a big plot line because we thought that was going to be a big storyline, but we didn't. There was no confirmation on that.
Right.
But she's really the only other character featured, so that's huge.
It is, and it also shows they don't need. Once they put Hayden Christensen was going to be in there and Vader was going to be in there, everybody was like, okay, it's a big plot point. Not one image of Vader, and I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
They don't need that.
Don't need it. And I'm still sticking by my guns. Liam Neeson will show up in this series. I'm still sticking by it. Everyone's starting to say no, maybe not. They might not need him. It just doesn't make sense why he wouldn't be there.
No.
But we'll see. 6 episodes of this series. I think because of it, it's going to be short and sweet. I think that you're not going to get a lot of filler episodes. It's just going to be it's a one and done. There's no second season. It's just like a 6-hour movie. And I hope each episode is anywhere between 45 minutes to an hour. Anything less than that is going to be a little disappointing.
Yeah, I think they're going to.
Yeah.
It just is too. What is it? 18 years they said since we've seen or since Ewan McGregor.
Yeah, Ewan McGregor was last. It was 2005. So yeah,
17 years
since
which is nuts. Yeah. And I feel like you can't come back without it being fully fleshed out. I think the one thing they've learned in the past few years, which we always joke about, is the plan. Yeah. And they probably have thought of like, what are the most important storylines across all the books, the TV shows featuring Obi-Wan.
There's so much they're going to do also with you. They also featured a lot on, not a lot, but one photo of Joel Edgerton where you're going to get more of why him and Obi-Wan have this beef. By episode 4, they got beef. In episode 3, he drops off the kids. They're like, okay, cool, thanks for the kid. And then and we also know that Obi-Wan's going to another planet, as we speculated. So there's a lot of fun stuff. And we're not going to go too deep on the images again because we talked about it so much on Sith Council. If you missed that, go check out Sith Council. It was on last night at 7 p.m. with myself and Steph. But we have other things to talk about. Brett Sheridan finally watched Peacemaker. Oh. Brett, was I right?
Yes.
How great is it?
Burn through it. I think basically could have done it in 2 days, but fell asleep during the last couple because we just stay up way too late. But
right.
Absolutely.
Did Lonnie like it?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
No, loved it. And that's why we just kept knocking them out.
Yeah.
We didn't realize we had actually almost finished it. We were halfway through the last episode when I had told you that I've got a couple more.
Oh, you were on the last one.
Yeah, I had the last one. I didn't expect it to be so heartwarming and so many emotions and
it's funny
and hilarious.
Can I say what I think your favorite, who I think your favorite character is, and what I think one of your favorite moments was?
Okay.
I think your favorite character is Vigilante.
Yeah, right. Yeah, definitely.
And I think that
eagly.
I think that, and I also like what I was telling you that scene with all the celebrity names was one of your favorites.
Oh God, yeah, because I was looking for it.
Yeah,
but then I was just, there's got to be so much improv in there.
So when I interviewed Freddie Strummer, who plays Vigilante, he told me that whole scene was improv.
Yeah,
the whole scene was improv.
Yeah. The whole thing was great, and John Cena,
he's really good,
killing it, man. Yeah. This is definitely. I think he's gonna get more roles. He's a little known actor right now. I think he's gonna get some work from this.
Well, he tested his chops in this one. Have you finished it yet, Steph?
No, I'm not finished with it.
You suck at that, don't you?
I know. Yeah.
When it comes to finishing things, you don't finish things.
That's a damn lie, but I will not have my name, my reputation sullied like that.
You won't besmirched.
Yeah. No, the finisher. That's my name.
Okay.
I haven't seen it. I haven't finished it yet, but I love every single episode I've seen of it. I think John Cena can be one of the lead comedic actors right now.
I would have told you were a lunatic for saying that a year ago.
Yeah.
But I think you're right for saying that. Because he doesn't, as Brett said, he doesn't just do comedy in this. He warms your heart. He pulls out some great drama. He's really smart. And you can tell inside of this performance. And James Gunn also is to credit for this. You look at what he's done with, say, Dave Bautista or anybody he works with. He knows how to pull things out, especially with comedy, and especially with that blend. So I think that I'm glad you watched it, Brett, because there's some hilarious stuff in there.
I think my hesitancy was from Suicide Squad. I'm like, how am I gonna like this character?
More.
Yeah, like
same with me.
Yeah, because he was a douche. I thought it was funny, but I don't know. I don't want to see a whole thing about him. But the backstory, with his dad and his brother and stuff. I mean, that was the stuff that really hit home and just like, oh.
It was great.
Rough.
Because he murdered Rick Flag. And I was like, how, even though every sequence, like him picking his nose and pulling out his wedgies, whatever it was in the movie, I was like, I love this guy. And then he did that. I was like, fuck this guy.
But that's what I like. But that's why that was so hard to do. Like, as you said, Steph, like, how are you going to make us like him again? And they do. Because he doesn't ignore that he did that. He doesn't feel great about it. Which is awesome. Yeah. And the way that they play that throughout the entire thing. But I love the relationship between he and Vigilante, because when you first see Vigilante, I was worried that it was going to be just like this fanboy who just won't leave him alone. But he's an absolute lunatic who can fight. But he's an absolute lunatic. He does get a little dopier as the series goes on, but I don't mind it. And I just the first scene that really lets you know what the show is going to be is when Peacemaker is breaking out of the hospital in the beginning. He has that whole thing with the janitor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's that whole scene and the joke with Aquaman, and I don't want to spoil anything for people who haven't seen the finale, but how that joke with Aquaman, how that plays out all the way until the end.
Just all of his facts about of different superheroes, and you know that this one is this, and this one.
He's like, it's the internet. Internet's never wrong, man.
Oh, you smarter than Google?
yeah. It's really good. It's really good. So I'm glad Brett got a chance to say that. And so he's one of the top actors right now, man. He's one of the top actors. So
the rest of the cast too was amazing. I mean, like I don't think there was anybody that I was like, that was a little off. I think everybody did great, and great ensemble.
Yes, it was a great ensemble.
How did Jennifer Holland Amelia, the blonde actress who's
James,
the most buff on the cast?
Wow,
James Gunn's girlfriend.
Who's?
James Gunn.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She's a badass.
Yeah, she's great. She's hardcore.
Same with Danielle Brooks. I really like
the whole cast is fantastic.
Amazing. And that really hit home, or just like hit the feels. I keep saying hit home like I'm dealing with these same. No, hit the feels with me with her relationship with Peacemaker.
Oh yeah.
Just like
the way that they played that also. It's really. Steph, how many episodes are you
I'm 4, so what, I have 3 left?
Something like that. Yeah, I think there's 7. No, there's just 7 or 8, but I think there's 7.
Yeah, I thought there were 7.
Yeah, but either way.
I have 3 left.
It's really good. What else are you watching that you couldn't get to that?
Well, I've just been a whore for Batman lately.
Yeah, what have you been watching?
I never grew up with Batman. We always had, like Asian, Japanese, and we did Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon, so Sailor Moon. So Batman wasn't really at the forefront of what we did. So I started watching the original Batman series, which rocks. Like, it's so good. I'm obsessed with it. And then I watched Mask of the Phantasm, which I know you're rewatching soon.
I haven't seen that yet. So so for Winston and Coy, it'll be a rewatch. For me, it'll be the first time. And I heard Mask of the Phantasm is just one of the best Batman movies ever. Did you love it?
It's unbelievable.
You love it?
Yeah. Okay. It's just because it's just crazy how long it was in '93 that they came out with it. And just the villains, the story is so strong still.
I'm looking forward to checking it out. A lot of people say great things about it, and I think Mark Hamill's Joker in it, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's another.
He's crazy.
Yeah. Crazy man. Crazy man. You haven't seen the Batman yet, have you, Brett?
No.
You're waiting for HBO Max.
HBO Max in it, baby.
It's in April, not far.
That's not far at all.
See?
It's true. Long. It's amazing how I think we talked about this last week. Is that there's so much coming out. March has been fairly dead for the most part. You had the Batman, and Steph had said it before we went on air. Very smart time for them to release that movie because there was nothing coming out. They had no competition. It would have crushed anyway, but there's really, I think the Sandra Bullock movie is the other one that's coming out with Channing Tatum that Are you going to that screening, Steph?
I think so. It's on
it's next Thursday.
Next Thursday, yeah.
That one I definitely have to see on big screen.
You don't want to miss it.
Do not.
It's Romancing the Stone is essentially what it is. Which
it actually looks pretty good.
Fun.
I know. definitely it's something that we'll watch at home.
Yeah. Speaking of watching at home, you know what one of my most anticipated movies is right now? The Adam Project.
Oh
yeah,
I just saw that.
It's coming out, I think this week or next week. It looks great, man. I think it's same director, Sean Levy, I think, who directed Free Guy. Have you seen Free Guy yet?
Yeah, I've seen them all.
No, you didn't see Free Guy?
No.
It's on Disney Plus.
It's another one that you'd actually really like.
That one, I was a little hesitant when I saw the trailer. I was like, this might, but
it's good. It's real good. Yeah, that one I liked Free Guy a lot. I remember being very pleasantly surprised by it with the same kind of hesitation of, I don't know.
I love the actress. She's in Killing Eve.
Yes, who?
Anya. No. Not
Anya. She was in. Yeah, I know.
Comier.
Yeah, she was just in something recently too. I can't remember what the hell it was. She's really good in it. She's good. I'm telling you, Free Guy's great. But this movie, The Adam Project. Have you seen the trailer for it? Either one of you guys?
Yeah.
Man, it looks good. It looks really good. He's visiting himself as a younger kid. It looks pretty heartwarming. It looks like the kid looks really good in it. So I'm pumped to see that one. That one comes out next week. So you guys care about that one or not so much?
Yeah.
It's on Netflix, right?
Netflix, yeah.
Yeah, that one looks really cool. I'm gonna watch that one for sure. I've been watching. Have you seen what's it called? Killing Anna, Making Anna?
Oh no, the one with the one with the girl from Ozark, right? Yeah, Inventing Anna. No, is it good? Is it a TV show?
It's a show.
Okay.
Yes, only because she's like a masterclass actress.
She's really good. Do you watch Ozark?
Yeah, I watched the first season. I'm on the second season.
Okay.
I'm behind, but she was one of my favorite characters in that show. She was actually probably the character that hooked me into that show.
She keeps getting better and better on each season. Yeah. So, Brett, you're caught up with Ozark, right?
I haven't started the new one yet.
Okay.
So that one's a headspace that I'm getting myself.
That one's intense.
Yeah, that one's intense. It's and as
the ending of season 2 was just like
the whole series is like that. But what I love what they're doing as far as Ozark, and I want to go back to Inventing Eve in a second. But what I love about Ozark is that I thought. Is that they released the first 7 episodes of the final season in the beginning of the year, and I'm like, okay. So when my wife and I finished, we're like, oh, come on, what, where is it? And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna probably have to wait until the end of the year or the beginning of next. It's coming out in April.
Oh,
so you can if you've missed the series, you could finish the whole in April. So but Inventing Eve, it's funny that because I keep passing it, when you do the Netflix where we watch tonight. Yeah. Excuse me, Inventing Anna. And as you're going through it, we see it all the time, and they're promoting the hell out of it on their home screen. But it's good.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. Netflix does this especially where they like come out with themes of shows.
Yeah.
I feel like right now it's like Tinder swindler. There's like a few other of just people pulling one over.
That's not a mistake.
No, yeah, and it's smart because I think it's more fun to me than murder mysteries because this is like they're screwing over people, which sucks. But in her case, she's screwing over like the elite. She's kind of like Robin Hood in a way.
Yeah.
And you think her accent is trash, but then you hear the person's accent she's imitating. It's spot on.
Yeah, I see. I want to.
So this is like based on a true.
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
She pretends that she's a socialite, right?
A German socialite. So she like puts on this random accent that mixes her accent. Doesn't work, but everyone's stupid because she's pretty and a woman, and she like pulls it off almost, and then she ends up getting caught.
Spoiler alert.
Wow. No, that's I think they tell you that in the beginning.
Spoiler alert.
Or the Dropouts like that too with Amanda Seyfried. Yeah.
Amanda Seyfried. My wife's not a fan.
Oh, really?
I don't know what it is. You just have that actor or actress that you just don't like for whatever reason.
I used to be that way with Anne Hathaway, but I got over it.
A lot of women. I don't know what it was with women. Women for Anne Hathaway. That was a thing for a long time.
I'll tell you what happened.
Yeah, tell me.
She came out with Princess Diaries.
Yes.
So girls like me in the 90s, like growing up, 90s, early 2000s, Anne Hathaway was like the cute girl next door.
Yes.
Then all of a sudden, she made a switch, which is totally her prerogative, but we weren't ready for like Love and Other Drugs and movies like that. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm not ready to make you the sexy girl, which is a me problem.
Speak for yourself. Yeah.
And then she was Catwoman. I was like, fuck this. This is not the Catwoman. And then it was me. It wasn't her.
It seems to be a lot of people. I remember when we were doing Schmoes back in the day, we would always give Tiffany Smith, why do you hate Anne Hathaway so much? And she just was not there. Something about it for I mean, and maybe a lot of women have gotten over it now, but like a lot of women had a problem with Anne Hathaway. I don't know what it was. I've always liked Anne Hathaway.
I think she got screwed. I think she was married to a con artist
too.
She was.
She absolutely was. 100%.
That was nuts.
Yeah.
That's when I started being like, okay, I got to change course because that's messed up.
Yeah.
That's messed up.
Yeah. Well, we should talk about that now. We didn't talk about it last time. What's going on with your dating life?
Why do all women hate Anne Hathaway?
What's going on with the dating life now?
There's really nothing. I'm trying to think. I've really kept a low profile.
Okay, so you've been smart about it.
Yeah, I've been really smart.
Okay,
I'm trying.
Picky?
What?
You know what? So I've
had some fun though. I will say that.
Okay.
But I'm getting better at knowing how to navigate like the single space a little bit better.
So how so?
Because you don't want to have a dry. I don't want to like not have sex for my whole life, but I also don't. Like for women, or at least for me, it's different. Yeah, you just don't want to fuck everyone, even if the option's there.
As opposed to dudes who are like, I think there's somebody humping my garage right now.
Yeah.
Right.
So there was this one guy, and I felt like a man for the first time.
Okay.
Where he was so sexy. He was like this Dominican man.
Okay.
And once we got talking, I was like, oh, that's like kind of all he has to offer. Bless his soul. He's just like, that's like,
nothing
that
inside.
was it.
Yeah.
There was.
Again, the difference between men and women. I don't know where this story goes, but again, the difference in men and women, because with dudes, it doesn't matter. No. You just keep talking. Okay, fine, whatever. Women, sometimes that's it. The sexiness could potentially go away, but I don't know if that happened.
Yeah, no. So it's a one and done.
Oh, yeah. That was it. It's like, I spent all this time. I might as well. I spent all this time talking to you.
I listened to your boring conversation.
I know,
your face is pretty.
I looked at my friend. I was like, he's dumb. Because she knows him. She goes, yeah, I know. I tried to tell you. And I was like, okay, so it'll be a one-time thing. And then it was. And
Good for you.
Great. Yeah, it was
Good for
great.
you. That's exactly, yeah.
Funny story. I think that there could be in the future someone that I didn't realize was in my vision before.
Gucci.
Did your neighbor take his glasses off or something?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of.
You've been there this whole time.
Right, and the romantic music plays.
No, this is the real tea. I haven't told anyone this actually.
Tell us.
But so there's this guy I went to college with.
Yes.
And
that's
we
that's
never,
either good or bad.
What?
That could be good or bad.
Yeah. I know, because in college at least I was very drunk, very often.
Is this Pandora's box here though? What's going on? Tell us.
So he played soccer. I was on the field hockey team. We barely talked though. And then 2 years ago, he started sliding in my DMs way more. And I just thought it was kind of a joke because he was so obvious about you're very hot. He just took his shot, basically. Just took his shot.
He took his shot.
And I just replied, and I always was friendly because we were friends. But he ended up being the only soccer guy I still talk to, and I was pretty good friends with a lot of them. And I'm like, Can
I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Was this before or after you posted that picture on Instagram?
The last one. This was before, but. Okay. But definitely, I think as I've posted more photos, he's been around way more.
Hey now.
Yeah. So
he needs some milk.
Rehydrate.
And then one random day, this is why timing is everything.
Yeah.
He was like, Steph, geez, I've talked to you for 2 years. Can I have your number already?
Hey, look at this guy.
I know.
I like what he's doing.
And I was like, honestly, yeah, you can. And so I gave him my number. I end up being tipsy out, and he FaceTime me instantly. This is what I liked about him. No fucking around. You have my number?
Yeah.
Good, use it.
Right.
I gave it to you. He FaceTimes me. We talked for 5 hours.
What? Wow. 5 hours?
Yes, this is the longest I've ever talked to anyone on the phone.
That's... All right, so from what I get on that's someone who likes you.
Yeah. Yes.
That's not someone who just wants to look more at the Instagram posters. That's
yes.
That's someone who likes you. You stay on the phone with someone for 5 hours. I love my wife more than anything. I can't stay on the phone for more than 15 minutes.
I've heard you pick up phone calls during this show.
I can't. And I love my wife more than anything in the world, but I hate the phone.
I hate the phone, Kristian. I hate the phone.
You really got to be into somebody. You can and FaceTiming for at that point you could drive to someone's house.
Yeah.
And talk to them for an hour.
I know.
That's look. I like what I'm hearing with this guy so far. Much better than the other knuckleheads that you were talking to?
I think this is a future person that, but not right now. He's in med school.
Look at this. Your parents must be saying, "What are you doing?"
I was home.
Call now.
I was home when I was there, and my mom's like, "See, this is why coming home, Steffi, good things happen." Steffi was like, "What are you talking about?" She goes, "I heard you on the phone last night." I was like, "Get the fuck
Hey man, I'm telling you, I think this is. Look, don't sleep on it too long though, Steph. That's what I'll tell you.
Yeah,
don't
I know. I think that now my eyes are awake. Come to find out, he's remembers every conversation we've had in college, including me, a 5'5" person with the audacity when he tried to talk to me. Apparently, I said I only talk to guys who are 6'5" and above.
How tall is this guy?
It's like 6'1", a great fucking height.
So you were just being a douche?
I was being a douchebag. Never in my life have I dated someone 6'5". I was looking. What was I recruiting an NBA player?
It's probably like 10 years ago or something.
Yeah.
Come on.
I know, but it was cute that he remembered that. I'm like, why do you still like me?
Yeah. He's like, have you been looking at your
Yeah. Like, you just posted stuff. So.
Yeah. Well, no, look, it's this sounds promising. We look forward to hearing more.
That's the beginning of the tea. You heard the seedling planted.
I like Brett. You're normally you and I are saying no. It's Steph. This one's
yeah.
promising.
I definitely this one and 5 hour FaceTime. Come on. Yeah. And I think you're like, oh, this is down the road because I think it's
like watching the Batman a time and a half.
It kind of maybe it freaks you out a little bit how much I think you're into him, and then you start to go like, oh no, I'm not ready for this.
Yeah.
And I think
be careful.
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
Yeah, don't. Yeah. It's like you gotta either grab it by the horns or you gotta let it run.
Yeah. I know. So I'll let you know how it progresses because I don't want to fuck it up, but it's a little freaky.
Yeah, I get it. Listen, this is. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
For the big thing, baby.
That's it. I got an exclusive here because people always want to hear about Steph's advice. All right, before we get into the next story, I want to tell you guys. Well, March is here and the madness has officially begun. It's time for you guys to shoot your shot and score big on the nonstop action and do it with MyBookie. You can predict winners in each round of the MyBookie bracket contest for a chance to win a Bitcoin, a Doodle NFT currently valued at over $50,000 and over $100,000 more in cash prizes. Whether you're filling out multiple brackets, betting the national championship winner, or simply looking for player and game props, MyBookie has you covered. You got to sign up today with MyBookie, but use that promo code BIGTHING to make your first deposit, earning a free entry into the My Bracket contest. Selections for the bracket will officially begin on March 13th and close March 17th at 12 p.m. So make sure you get your deposit in now with the code BIGTHING to secure that free entry. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Now, I wanted to get into the fact Florence Pugh apparently is now talking about Dune Part 2, man. This is what I realize. I realize about, like, there's certain books that I love to read. I don't have the time to read anymore. It's something that I want to be a reader, but I'm pretty damn sure that I have ADD. I've never been tested for it, but I'm pretty sure that I have a bad case of it.
I'm pretty sure you do too.
Thank you so much.
I do too. I mean, from one to another.
It's true. Like you can if you have conversations with me or you see me working on SCHMOEDOWN or whatever too, you could probably knock it out pretty quick that I do, or even if I'm on the old episodes of SEN Live, like I don't even know if I've ever paid a full attention to anybody on that show, and it has nothing to do with them as a deal because I'm thinking of 1,000 different things. But I always wanted to be I wanted to be like a reader, and I love the fact that my oldest daughter, is like an avid reader. Like she can destroy books in like days. So
that's really, really good habit.
That's all if she's not doing her iPad, she's reading a book. And she has read so many different books, she's like a really good reader. However, I have to say, I'll go back to this for a second. Remind me of what the 4-year-old did this morning.
Farted on her book.
She she wrote a book about farts. No, she was in the kitchen and my wife goes, "Hey, you guys want Mace, do you want an egg pizza? Do you want, how about I have some leftover potatoes. I can make some home fries. I can make some a bacon omelet." And Macy looks and she goes, "What was the options again?" She's 4.
My daughter.
She's 4. What were the options again? Anyway, so I'm part of the Critics Association, the BFCA, and we get they send stuff, and they sent the novel for Dune. I'm like, man, I want to crack it. crack this open and read it. In my head, I'm like, who are you fucking kidding? I'm not going to read this shit. So I did exactly what I should have done. And I said, hey, Vivi, I'll give you $10 if you read 200 of these pages. And she started reading Dune. And she's like already through, I think, like 90 pages or whatever it is too. And
that's wildly impressive for her age.
And so she's reading it, and I wanted to read it because I want to watch the movie with her. But I realized though that she's going to know more about about what happens in part 2 before I do. So I'm like, so I don't want you to spoil it for me. And I bring that up because I want to know exactly where like Florence Pugh, where is she going to land? What's her role, and whatever it is, thank God, because she's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Denis Villeneuve's Oscar-nominated sci-fi epic Dune was missing key 3 characters from the books, which will likely be saved for the sequel. Today, one of those roles appears to have been filled with British actress Florence Pugh, who talks to play Princess Irulan in the upcoming Dune Part 2. Okay, well, there you go.
There you have it.
I don't know enough about it, but I mean, anytime you add her, why not? Right?
Yeah, what a few years she's been having. She's like, she is the it girl right now. I feel like her, Anya Taylor-Joy, they're just getting booked in everything, but because they're so good at what they do. Now she'll have another Marvel movie coming out and Dune.
What does she have coming out?
Or she's not announced yet, but I feel like she'll be.
Again, I'm sure they set it up enough with Hawkeye, right?
Yeah.
So
was she a rumored Madonna, or was that us just saying like, I think she'd be a good Madonna for a Madonna biopic,
whatever.
I think she's rumored.
She would be good. Yeah, she would be good. She was great as
and she
Paige.
sings too. That's somebody pointed out that she does sing. She does sing,
but she was great in Paige in Fighting for My Family.
Oh,
it was good, wasn't it?
That was so good.
Did you not see that?
No.
Oh, you'd love that, Steph.
Yeah, what is that?
It's so Paige. She was in England, and her and her family, they come from a kind of lower income family, and they were all wrestlers, and they wind up. They start NXT was like their WWE's developmental league, and her and her brother wanted to be WWE wrestlers, and she made it to the camp, and he did not, and so she wound up becoming the first like NXT champion.
That's cool.
And she made it to WWE. It's like a full WWE movie. It's
I would love to see that.
Yeah,
you'd really like
really
it. It's
good.
a really good movie, and it's rated R. It's funny. Like so, Lena Headey is in it.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, but yeah, Florence Pugh plays Paige, and she's really great in it. Like really great. It's a really good movie. I like that movie.
Really
a lot.
impressive how she's an incredible athletic actor too.
She is. She's great, and she's like she's kind of like one of the it girls right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did you start watching Pam and Tommy yet? You can't bring yourself.
I did.
You did, and.
Yeah, because no one would shut up about it.
So how far
yes,
along?
it's excellent.
It's really good. Isn't
it's
it?
excellent.
Yeah.
I can't believe what they are doing a good job is, in which you did tell me this, because I was worried, because Pam Anderson, if you're like me, I grew up in the 90s, and I thought that she was a like Playboy model.
Yeah,
and that was it. Well, I thought that's all she did was like sex shit, and that is so unfair because of a sex tape that was wrongfully leaked of her. She's an actress, and I'm glad that now she's booked a theater role. I want her to just book and have her own career back, because I feel like it was taken away. But I think the show does a really good job of showing Seth Rogen's character and Tommy Lee as the worst.
Yeah, Tommy Lee, what they do. How many episodes are you?
I think I'm 4 in.
So Tommy Lee, what they do. Have you watched it yet, Brett?
No, I saw the tape though.
You're like one of the first that saw it, right?
Yeah.
And look, I'm not gonna lie, it was everywhere. I remember being in college. It was everywhere. You couldn't every dorm room you would walk into.
Yeah.
You see what's going around? You see what's going around, or what? And it's like, and they cover this in the show. It's like everyone's okay. They leaked this, and they didn't. I didn't even really know the full. I knew that by the time this came out, I knew that they were stolen from, but I didn't know the extent of it, and they really go into it. The Tommy Lee side of it, he's you look at all the stuff that he's done his interviews and his domestic abuse problems and all those things. He just doesn't seem like a very stable and dude. What they do in this series very well, I think, is that they do make him human, because there are times you do believe that he does care about Pamela. Like he's selfish. He's narcissist. He's not. He does really stupid things, and he's this rock star lunatic.
Addictive behaviors.
100%. But he like they even say like there's I don't know what scene you're on, but the lead from Orange Is the New Black, who's in this movie and in the show also, she said they're watching like the sex tape and they're like, this is not porn. This is like just two people who are in love, like doing this thing, and like you can tell how much they love each other. And
did you feel the same way, Brett?
Yeah. Oh no, I felt that.
Is that why you watched it?
Yeah.
Well, no, it was like that in Pretty Woman, right?
I love them as a couple, and I wanted to see their love in a different light. And I mean like
rhinoceros,
and then to feel. I didn't know it was stolen until this they mentioned the show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like okay, I didn't know. I did
that. I knew, and but what I will say is that Seth Rogen, as great as he is in this, I mean, he's essentially playing Seth Rogen, but he's as great as he's great in it. He looks nothing like the guy. Nothing like him. Like the Hugh Hefner that they got. Holy shit, that guy looks like Hugh Hefner. I thought it was deep fake at one point. Looked so much like him. But Seth Rogen clearly produced this and wanted to be in it, so he made himself. The costuming is great. It looks straight out of the mid-90s.
Yeah, the show looks great.
Great. And I will say, I'm almost done with the show. I mean, this is the last episode coming up. I'm glad we got as many episodes that we did. I don't know if it needed to be a full series. I think it could have been a 2-hour movie, and I normally never say that.
Oh.
I think it could have been. I'm glad it was these half-an-hour episodes. They've been fun to watch. It's given me something to watch, but I don't know. I think they could have covered a lot of it. How do you feel about Lily James in this?
I love Lily James transformed.
Yeah,
I think
voice.
we saw it in the first photos that were released.
Yeah.
We were like, is that Pam? Like, this is nuts.
Yep.
But she is an impressive actress. She's in Baby Driver, right?
She is
and
in
then
Baby Driver. Yes, she is.
She's also Cinderella.
Yeah.
And then in this, and she has a few more roles coming up, and I'm really excited for her career. Her voice, like the way her face expressions are, she's the star of the show to me.
She is really, really good. Well, she kind of has to be, right?
Yeah.
Because of what I'm trying to find something, because I had this debate going on with my wife last night, because she was watching The Bachelor, and they brought in and there's this one girl that is left. You guys see the controversy going on with The Bachelor last night?
I checked out of Bachelor.
So I me too, and nobody wants to hear about it on this show. But I will say that it is very interesting, because last night this guy that they got is kind of a doofus, right? And he's just this big. I watch it so I can do like Mystery Science Theater over it when my wife is watching.
Yeah, we used to have fun doing that.
Yeah.
I don't know, something just got a little.
Try it again, dude, because I was playing with the dog and the rug, and my wife was watching it, and I tune out to it. But he's this kid's kind of big hulking dude, and he's like, and he just doesn't have a lot going on. It's probably like the person that Steph was talking to at the bar. But like as he's talking, I was going, and just do that like throughout it, and I'm like, this guy doesn't seem real. Right? It's like he seems like he's just giving the answers. And last night, what happens is this is what I said to my wife. So I'm going to paint the situation to everybody listening. So you don't have to be a Bachelor fan or anything. Let's pretend that it's not Bachelor and it's just two people we're talking about. Okay. However, they're on a reality show where people fuck each other. So he's got 3 people left. He's got these 3 women left. So he takes the first girl out. And now the third girl has reservations about it. She's like, I'm really falling in love with this guy, but like my thing is sex, and I got to make sure. It's like I just want for me, I got to make sure that it's just me and only me, and that's it, right? So I don't. If he starts sleeping with other girls, I don't know how I'm going to be able to handle it. Fair,
yeah,
right. So of course these asshole fucking producers make her go last, right? She's the last date. Of course they do. It's classic. When I was there, it's exactly what they did. And if they tell you otherwise, they're fucking full of shit.
You don't know. I mean, like within the show, they kind of can play them in different orders, right? I mean,
and the way they play it that she's waiting around watching these. He bangs the first 2, and he says the same shit to them. Like he says, he goes, I'm falling in love with all these women, is what he says. And he's sitting there first, and he gives the same fucking speech to the first one. He's like, I didn't know how to say it, but I'm gonna let my feelings out, and I'm falling in love with you. Nails has sex. Second one, same thing. I didn't want it. He goes by the car and he goes, I'm so in love right now. and then it's like, okay, so now he thinks he's getting into, he's gonna have sex with the third one, and she goes, well, listen, I gotta know before this fantasy suite. Are you sleeping with anyone else? He's like, yeah, I am falling in love with someone else here. And I did sleep with someone else. And she's like, I don't know if I can. She's like, I understand. And like, I just don't know if I can deal with that. And this, and then he's trying to like back out of it. He goes, yeah, no, you know what? And when I was going out with these women, with this other person, and I slept with, all right, both.
Oh, man.
And she's just like, look, I get it. I understand what you're saying. But I don't know if that I can handle this, because like, if you telling me that he gives her the same speech that he's falling in love with her. If you really did, you wouldn't have nailed those other two. You probably would have sent them home, and then then we could have left together, and then I would have nailed you, right? But I'm not feeling it. And he goes from nice guy to dickhead in 2 seconds.
Oh my favorite. This is how men out themselves.
And Steph, I saw it immediately. He turns on her and he starts blaming it on her.
Oh, and classic.
Like, totally. And he just starts blaming it on her and saying like, oh, I can't believe you're doing this to me. I'm putting like, I don't even see the person.
After all we've been through.
100%. He's looking at her. He's like, I don't even recognize the person. And she's like, and she's like, don't say that.
Is this my ex?
And she's in the car and she's like, I thought I might have gotten a kinder response from that. She's like, I get it that he wasn't. But then, and Twitter obviously is lighting this guy.
Light him up.
Light
him up.
And you know me. And normally I'm like, hey, let's not just throw rocks at people. Throw everything you can at this guy. I'm looking, going, that's a douche. That's a douche. That's a douche.
Wow.
Now he's gonna go on the show next week, realize that everybody hates him, and he's gonna apologize and all that shit too.
Oh my god!
It's really, and I haven't been watching the show, but I just
that was worth it.
That scene, because I was bored out of my mind, and then my wife actually was fast forwarding through it because she was bored too, and I was like, yeah, you might. I was like, I don't know the way they're setting this up. This scene you might want to watch, and we rewound it, and then it all hell broke loose. So it was great.
Wow! It just. Here's the thing. I think it's if you want to have sex multiple times.
It's fine. It's part of the show.
It's fine. But just be real.
This is what I said
about it.
What I said to my wife was like, what he should have said was, hey, listen, I'm falling for these other ladies, and then for you, I fucked up. Like, and yes, you're right. I really am into you, and I should have thought about it. I didn't. And if you want to leave, I don't want you to leave, but I understand. And don't turn it on her, you fucking douche.
Yeah, what?
Yeah,
okay. Which one's number 3?
This is who do you think? Who does this celebrity wise? Who does this woman look more like? Does she look more like a Renee Zellweger, or does she look more like a young Demi Moore? If you had to choose between the two,
I would say Demi Moore.
What would you say?
Yeah, Demi Moore.
Gosh, assholes.
You said Renee Zellweger.
My wife's gonna be so happy. This is the one who left. By the way, I'm gonna ask the audience too what they think.
Yeah.
Because hold on. Let's see. I'm gonna put these women up here. I want to see what you guys think, so I can lose the argument twice tonight.
Yeah. The girl, it just a Bachelor. I know that there are some couples that work.
I don't blame the audience for not wanting to watch it. Like I said, I'm just using it as to let people know kind of what we're talking about.
But some reality TV it truly is peak entertainment.
Listen,
and there's
Bachelor in
nothing
Paradise.
We can do about it.
Bachelor in Paradise for the first 4 episodes, I'll stand by it. It is an absolute train wreck to watch.
And
it is
Too
so
Hot
much
to
fun.
Handle and Love Island, like those shows, insane.
All right, let's see. So this is the one that I thought looked more like Renee Zellweger. My wife thought it looked like a young Demi Moore.
It's kind of like a mixture to me.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect.
I just got 100,000 more followers.
Not crazy.
All right, so where is it? All right, so let's say, and then so for people who give a shit or don't give a shit, this is the one who basically told the Bachelor to go fuck himself.
Good for her.
Actually, I felt bad for her because she started. I wanted her to just to turn around and say, "Hey, asshole." go eat shit, but she didn't. She kind of like, you can tell she's been in relationships like this before.
Sometimes it's hard to, and she didn't want to, because you don't know how they're going to frame it on TV. No. So she could have said something and then they could have switched the whole story.
Yeah. Yep. Anyway, sorry, but that was just something that happened to me last night watching that, so I wanted to talk about it.
I'm glad we talked through it.
All right, before we move on. Splish splash, I was taking a bath and I noticed I have beautiful balls. Our friends over at MANSCAPED, they are the global leaders in below the waist hygiene. They are turning men's shower dreams into their favorite routine with the all new ultra premium collection. It's an all-in-one hygiene, skin and hair bundle, and it is designed to upgrade the everyday man shower routine from head to toe. It's your skin, it's your hair, and it's your balls. They all deserve it. Save big by going to manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping with that code BIGTHING. There is so much I love about Manscaped. I told you, I've been talking about Manscaped forever, since you've been listening to me, whether it was on SEN Live or whether it was on Schmoes or whether it was the beginning of the big thing. Manscaped has been taking care of me since we've been working with them. I love Manscaped. I use the nose trimmer. I use everything. I use everything. I use the lawnmower. And I'm definitely using all this new stuff they have. If it's whether or not you have the hair, the 2-in-1 shampoo I've been using with the conditioner, it cleanses and it nourishes in one step. It's non-greasy formula. And it's got a base of, it's got coconut water in it. It's got green tea, aloe, turmeric, and sage. And you just apply it to your armpits and the pubics also. You have lip balm. I've been using lip balm a lot. It's a free gift when you purchase the Ultra Premium collection. And I obviously have been raving about the Lawnmower 4.0. It's the electric trimmer. It cleans off any unwanted body hair. The Lawnmower 4.0, it's waterproof also. So you bet it's a major key to the new shower routine. The new bundle that they have going on, it'll change your life. And I want all of the Big Thing listeners to go out there and live your best lives. Here's how you do it. You get 20% off free shipping with that code BIGTHING at manscaped.com. 20% off free shipping, but you have to use that code BIGTHING at manscaped.com. It's time to get wet and clean with your new Manscaped shower routine. Splish, splash, I was my bowl. All right, so now we're back, and we got some other things I think that are, I'm getting so ready to have more Doctor Strange stuff coming out, which there's been more like TV spots. That's something that I don't want to see anymore. I don't want to see any more trailers. Yeah. I don't want to see anything else. You still haven't seen No Way Home yet, have you, Brett?
No.
Oh, see, so you can't see that before.
Steph.
Yeah. You saw like 4 times.
No, that's why I brought the Uncharted back so I could borrow Spider-Man.
Is that true? That's probably true. That's probably really true.
That's what you said. You said I couldn't until.
Well, that's definitely true. I just didn't know.
Uncharted.
I borrowed that one time, and
he hasn't seen the movie yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen the movie.
Oh,
he borrowed the game.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm not that cool that I have the movie yet. But you know what? I saw. Speaking of video game movies, I just saw this. Amazon is planning a God of War TV show.
Yes,
that's cool.
Is awesome.
I just finished that one.
I mean, you could see a TV series. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Fuck a movie for that. Like make a TV show out of it. You can do fucking 5 seasons of that shit, man.
That's a touching game.
Yeah.
And that's I think I like
so
that.
So I'm trying to get a screenshot here for everybody, and then I'll talk about it here. But Amazon Prime, there it is. Amazon Prime is doing is reportedly in negotiations, which means we're not going to see it for like 5 years, but for a live action TV show based on Sony PlayStation's critically acclaimed ancient mythology themed game series God of War. The project hails from Children of Men co-writer and the Expanse creators. Good team, and the Wheel of Time executive producers Rafe Judkins. Sony Pictures Television and PlayStation are backing the project. God of War franchise has been running since the PlayStation 2 era, with the first title back in 2005. It won many games of the year. 2 direct sequels in 2007 and 2010 were released to rave reviews. The games follow Kratos, a Spartan warrior tricked into killing his family by his former master, the Greek god of war Ares. Thus begins a series of events that leads Kratos on a path of vengeance, ultimately slaughtering the entire pantheon of Olympian gods. In 2018, Santa Monica Studios released God of War, a totally very different and darker revival set years later, in which a new, older Kratos is a single father raising his son Atreus in the icy lands of the north. Anyway, let's see. Amazon itself is doubling down in the arena with TV series based on Fallout and Mass Effect. See, this is this is such great news. Not only because I like God of War, but because it looks like it's finally going down the path that I always hoped it would, and not the exhausting thing that I always say about everything should be TV, but video games. There's too much going on in video game stories to condense it into a 2-hour movie. It's the reason why these things have not worked. Or what they have to do is sacrifice a lot and put too much. Like you look at Uncharted. Uncharted, the diehard fans of Uncharted, not just because of the casting, but there's a lot that they condensed and moved around, and they made that for casual movie fans. They didn't make it for the hardcore fans. If they took the essence of that story, that could have been a great series if they would have done a series for Uncharted. This is the way to go with video games. I love the idea of it. Steph, what do you think?
Yeah, I think this is great. I know that the executive producers did Wheel of Time, and I really liked Wheel of Time. And I think Amazon Prime is put a lot of money in their TV shows that they're
Do
about
they have
to
money,
be.
Amazon?
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Go to space.
Yeah, they have the Lord of the Rings show coming out soon. They have a lot of big properties coming out. So it seems like they have a pretty good handle on how to do these kind of stories now. And I think that we're finally figuring out how to adapt games to TV and movies in a way that we like. And we've seen a lot that didn't work last year. I've heard a lot of complaints about Uncharted. They'll probably learn from that. But
I don't know. It made money.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
They're going to learn. They're going to learn to put a sequel out. Is what they're going to learn. They didn't make that movie for the video game people. They made it for. When I came out of that theater, did you play the game, Steph?
Yeah, a little bit growing up.
All right,
actually.
so you knew the story somewhat. Okay, so did you like the movie?
Yeah, I thought it was fun.
Right, as did I. I thought it was fun, it was
like a Disney movie.
But my biggest problem with it was that it didn't have what I loved about the games. Like, and as much as I like Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg, they were terribly cast for both Sully and Drake. They were they were both fun in the versions that were cast. It just wasn't the version. It wasn't the characters that I played in the game. But they didn't make that. They made it for, I guess. But Ben Bateman was there. Never played a single bit of it. And it's like, that was a lot of fun. That's who they made the audience. That's who they made the game for. That's who they made it for. That's why it worked. But the TV show, if you're gonna God of War being as popular as it was, you make a damn TV show out of that thing.
Well, and aside from me, who would you cast as Kratos?
It's a really good question.
I immediately see Baptiste.
Dagnino.
Baptiste. Is it Baptiste or Baptiste?
That's Kratos. Let me ask you a question. You trying to get me to kill my family? It's not a good idea. You know why? I don't have a family.
Oh my God.
Steph, great clavicles.
I think he said that.
Of course he did. It's his line. They're so good.
Yeah.
I bet you they're
You look smooth today.
Greek goddess like. So I'm gonna talk to Zeus. He's a friend of mine. Oh, Tom. This morning we got a call from an email from the PR firm, and they were like, so the only contact we don't have is for Bobby Gucci.
Yeah.
Send him a pigeon.
Yeah.
We'll give him his lawyer's number.
Nobody knows where he is.
Yeah.
He's like Bill Murray. You got to leave a message on his voicemail, and hopefully
Does
he
he
shows up.
live in LA?
Yeah.
Okay.
He lives in California. He lives near in the area. I don't want to give out.
Yeah, I know.
spot,
Yeah.
But
But it's just like I don't know, like where he is, who he is.
You got to send up the Gucci signal
Yeah.
to get him out. It's true. You play the Finstock Exchange music, and he shows up. Someone sent me last night. PLD sent me the. So have you guys heard of Samuel Kim? He's a really good, he's like a YouTube musician. He does scores and stuff too, but he's really, really good. And he does like a lot of Star Wars stuff. But he did a mix of the Batman theme and the Imperial March.
Oh,
it's really good. I would play it, but I'm afraid that you get the copyright.
Yeah, definitely will.
I'll play it for you guys after we go off the air. But for everybody out there should check it out. Samuel Kim, if you haven't heard him, he's really, really good. I like listening to his stuff. He does like this. He did a medieval version of the Mandalorian theme that was great and plays really well. And I would highly recommend his channel. All right, before we go, one last thing to tell you guys about. I know a lot of you guys don't really think about your lawns in the winter, but it's time to prep for it this year. You're probably thinking that you have so much work that you have to do in order to get your lawns green and healthy again, but that's the beauty of Sunday. It takes all the work out of it for you. Sunday can help you grow a beautiful lawn without the guesswork or the nasty chemicals, which is very important for me. They have a custom plan. It includes fertilizer and everything you need to easily care for your lawn with ingredients like seaweed, iron, and molasses. You can feel good with kids and pets being around. It's great. So all you have to do is visit getsunday.com, put in your address, and their lawn analysis tool does the rest. Then they use soil and climate data to create a personal nutrient plan delivered to your door whenever you need it. Just attach the ready-to-use pouch to a garden hose and then spray it. It takes less than 15 minutes. Best of all, it works. And Sunday is offering Big Thing listeners 20% off. Full season plans start at just $129, and you can get 20% off at checkout when you visit getsunday.com/bigthing20. That is 20% off your custom plan at getsunday.com/bigthing20. Before we wrap here today, trying to think if there's anything else that we should be talking about, things that are coming up that you guys are excited about. Steph, anything? I mean, because again, I think Moon Knight is the big thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And Brett, did you hear, they're doing a Quantum Leap remake? Did you know that?
No, you know what? I saw bits and pieces of that. That one I didn't actually see, but I know the gist of it. That sounds
positive and negative for me.
Yeah.
So it's not. I don't think it's a remake. I think it takes place 30 years after Scott Bakula stepped into the Quantum Leap Accelerator and vanished. So now there's a new team that has been assembled to restart the project in hopes of understanding the mystery. So Scott Bakula will show up in this one way or another. Do you know the gist of this series, Steph?
No.
Oh man, Quantum Leap was one of my favorite shows as a kid. So Quantum Leap, this Scott Bakula, he's I don't know if he's a scientist or whatever he is, but it's in the future, and he gets put into this thing, and it sends him back in time to random places, right? So it's a great premise of a show, and so what happens is, let's say he winds up in someone's body. He looks in the mirror, like Wonder Woman, Wonder Woman 84. Mm-hmm. You know how Chris Pine was to everyone else was this guy.
Yeah,
it's that.
But that's cool.
So he goes. But he's got to. But so he's followed around by Dean Stockwell, who just passed recently. But his guy's name is Al, and he tells him there's an event, it's something that he needs to do in order to leap. So originally in time, what happened was the person that you're in got murdered. You got to avoid that murder. And then he's like, okay, so he avoids the murder. He's like, I'm still not leaping. He's like, yeah, maybe that's not why you're here. And then he winds up, he's got to save somebody else instead, and then he leaps, right? The craziest one was when he leaped into Lee Harvey Oswald, and it was before the assassination of Kennedy. And he's up there, and he's up there as Lee Harvey. He leaps, and he leaps into the Secret Service agent. Do you remember this one?
I think so.
He leaps into the Secret Service agent because originally in time, Jackie Kennedy was also killed in this version, but and obviously in real life, the Secret Service agent was able to protect her. So it was very smart.
Oh, that's cool.
It
was a cool show. I don't know why I didn't watch it. Right, I
watched it all the time. I loved it. I love that show. Again, just to show you my obsession with time travel and alternate universes and shit. But I loved that show. But this new series takes place 30 years after Sam Beckett goes. And so Lee plays the lead, the world-renowned physicist Dr. Ben Song, who working to start the time travel project. He gets stuck in the late 1980s with amnesia after using the technology. Because that's what happens, I think, to Sam also the first time. Hudson portrays Herbert Magic Williams, a Vietnam vet who is the director of I guess he's going to serve to be like the new Al. Thanks to some political skills, he's able to keep the Pentagon at bay, buying the team time to rescue Ben. Stephen Lillian and Brian Winbrandt are writing the pilot and will also executive produce. So I'm excited about this because I loved the original series. My hesitancy is that it's on NBC. Yeah. I just don't like network television anymore. I think it's dead. Do you guys know? Are there any shows besides? I mean, I know This Is Us still does very well, and there's some other shows that do very well. But are there any shows besides that do well on network TV? I mean, Mr. Mayor, I think, is doing pretty well.
I heard shows like Yellowstone.
Yeah, but that's streaming.
Oh,
that's on Paramount Plus.
I thought it was also on.
I mean, but that show.
Yeah,
that show's
but it is
hard
available.
R.
Yeah,
that show's like hard R. Like they don't have any restraints, and that's Taylor Sheridan doing his thing.
No, I'm not watching any.
Who watches network television?
Good
Roxy
Doctor.
Stryer. watches some.
I don't know.
Roxy
we always
watches
catch.
everything.
Can't remember what we would watch, but we would always catch when we would record something and we'd get a little bit of the Good Doctor. I don't know. Maybe it was The Bachelor. Maybe it was
yeah, but that's the shit like that. Reality TV is the heart of network because it doesn't cost them shit to make. They shouldn't and handcuffs, man. I don't know. I don't think that's the. I would have liked. I mean, obviously it'll be on the NBC app also, but it doesn't have to be on streaming because that show doesn't really call for. But commercial breaks can suck my balls.
Yeah.
Let's see. Anything else that's worth a damn before we get out of here?
We were talking about The Bubble. Did you see that trailer?
What's that?
That's the Judd Apatow. It's like they're filming a movie during COVID, and within the bubble. But there's something else. It's not COVID that's happens. Wreaking havoc on the set.
Well, no, if that's it.
Do me a favor, please.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Okay. Get out of here, man. Shit.
All right, I guess we'll get out of here. It's time for us to get out of here. All right, if you guys, SEN Live, by the way, you can catch us or catch Brett and Steph 3 times a month. And getting very close to 4. Once we hit 500 patrons on the SEN Live, it'll be 4 times a month. So please go and check that out. Brett and Kate is also on the SEN Live Patreon. Speaking of Patreon, if you haven't joined the SCHMOEDOWN Patreon, please do it. We launched our new show, Friday Night Titans. The first episode aired on Friday, and you might have seen Brett if you watched it. But Friday Night Titans, it is every Friday at 4 p.m. PST. Think of Monday Night Raw, but instead of wrestling, it's movie trivia. That's how we have changed it dramatically. We're having so much fun shooting it. So please go over there and give it a watch just to see what you think. I'd love to get your thoughts on it. The link is in the description. That's it. We'll have some more updates from Steph's dating life. We'll have some more updates for next week. Brett and Steph will be joining me next week. And don't forget about Sith Council was on last night. Obi Wan trailer probably coming out soon. But other than that, for Steph Sabral and for Brett Sheridan, I'm me, you're you. It's the big thing.